Hey, welcome to the Biochemistry Academy. In this playlist, we'll talk about biochemistry of alcoholic fermentation. But let us first understand what fermentation is. What is fermentation? Fermentation is a metabolic process where organic molecules are converted into acids, gases, or alcohols. It should be noted that the process of fermentation occurs in the absence of oxygen or any other electron transport chain. Because if we check our normal cellular respiration, which is aerobic respiration, it occurs in the presence of oxygen to the formation of ATP. Now, the process of cellular respiration occurs in 3 steps: glycolysis, the Krebs cycle, and the electron transport chain. Because I want us to understand something, the difference between cellular respiration and fermentation. Now, there are key molecules that we should note in glycolysis process, which is glucose is being converted to pyruvate. Now, to the formation of pyruvate, 2 ATP is also formed and 2 NADH is formed. Now, NADH is formed from NAD+. Thus, we can say that NAD is being reduced to NADH. We should not be confused between reduction and oxidation. Now, we can use the mnemonic LEO-GEM, meaning that lose electron means oxidation, then gain electron means jam. We know that ATP is the energy, which is adenosine triphosphate. Now, the NADH is a coenzyme and is an electron carrier. Now, in the normal cellular respiration, that NADH that was formed moves to the electron transport chain. Remember, we said that NADH is an electron carrier. Now, once it reaches the electron transport chain, the NADH is now oxidized to NAD+, meaning that it lost an electron to the electron transport chain. Now, the NAD+ that was formed now move back to the glycolysis process. But there is no electron transport chain in the fermentation process. But we have to regenerate the NAD+ somehow, because NAD+ is needed after all for glycolysis to continue. And that is why the major function of fermentation process is to regenerate NAD+ from NADH so that it can be used again in the glycolysis process. Fermentation adds another little step at the end of glycolysis to regenerate the NAD+. Now, there are 2 types of fermentation. One is the lactic acid fermentation, and 2 is the alcoholic fermentation, which is also called the ethanol fermentation. In our next video, we'll talk about alcoholic fermentation.